Zakir Naik, Advocate Majid Memon, or Mr. Mahesh Bhatt, kindly specify and kindly state your name and which media organization you represent so they can give you a more appropriate response. Yes, brother. Yes, brother. The Muhammad Wajihuddin from the Times of India.
Okay,
Welcome.
You have already identified me, so I don't need to this time. Okay, Dr. Zakir Naik, you very beautifully clarified the context in which you talked about the Muslims being terrorists. Now, you were talking about a police officer who was a terror to those anti-social elements. Now, do you think that now you could have rephrased those terms when you said that every Muslim should be a terrorist? Because this is not the first time. It has been on the blog, it has been on the internet, it has been on the television, in various articles. Now, the second question is, do you think that by banning your entry to the United Kingdom, as the Indian Express editorial pointed out yesterday, perhaps they have given you a big megaphone to tell the world that, oh, here I am and I have been victimized? Thank you very much.
What's the second part of the question?
About your ban on the UK visa, revoking your visa. So perhaps they have given you a big platform to tell the world, use the media and tell the world, like this press conference, go to the world. Then now I am being victimized. Another Muslim is being victimized. Okay.
So Wajihuddin asked two questions. The first one, that saying the context, should I say in the context of a policeman that he is a terrorist criminal, should I use it for the Muslims? Using it only by itself is wrong. Therefore, though I've used it many times, I always go ahead to say that I'm aware that a terrorist more commonly is used for a person to terrorize an innocent human being. In this context, no Muslim should ever be a terrorist. If I say along with it, no problem. But if I only use this without mentioning that terrorist is more commonly used for a person who terrorizes an innocent human being, it is wrong. So therefore, whenever I mention this, I say it in context. And as far as the second question is concerned, that do I agree with the news of the Indian Express that the UK government has used a megaphone to say that any Muslim is banned? I believe Imran chapter 3 verse number 54 it says, Makaru makarallah wallahu khairul makirin. They planned and plotted, Allah too planned. Allah is the best of planners. It is not they who have given me a megaphone. It is they planned to ban me, and I have faith in my Creator Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who will see to it that the more they try to suppress my voice, inshallah, more louder it will be, and having people like Mr. Mahesh Bhatt and...
now in addition to that...
You have given answer.
Okay, sorry.
My views I'm giving. You may agree with my view or disagree with me. You don't agree with my view? So you're asking my view. So in that way, what they have done, they have made one of the biggest mistakes. And what Advocate Majid Memon said, that any lawyer, even a layman, if he reads this, he knows that it will not stand any chances. And whatever he said, he just read in the morning, saying we have been advised that we are looking for the time when we have the case challenged in the UK High Courts. We are looking forward to it.
Okay, and now, now why don't you leave it to Allah only? And, instead of fighting for your entry to United Kingdom, because United Kingdom, as far as I know, that is not a place that every Muslim must visit. It's not like Mecca or Medina that you have to visit at least once in a lifetime. Another thing is that this is the prerogative. This is the prerogative of a country to allow a person, not to allow him. So why you are challenging that? Why don't you just sit and say, okay, we just wait?
Again, there are two questions asked by Mr. Muhammad Wajihuddin. First question, why do you leave it to Allah alone? Why do you want to enter? Allah, our beloved Prophet Muhammad said, when a person asked him, I have a camel, should I trust in Allah and leave my camel, or should I tie my camel and trust in Allah? So the Prophet replied, tie your camel and trust in Allah. So I am following the commandments of my Prophet. Trust in Allah but tie a camel. That doesn't mean that if I'm sick, as I believe in Allah, I won't go to a doctor. Because Quran says, فَاسْأَلُوا أَهْلِ الذِّكْرِ إِن كُنتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Surah Nahl chapter 6 verse 43. If you don't know, ask the person who is an expert. So in the law is the expert. So, not that if UK bans me, there is that I will not be able to speak. But, coming to your second question, that they have a prerogative to allow me or not to allow me, I agree with you. They have a right to allow or disallow any human being who is a non-UK to enter. But, giving me permission in 2008 I've been going since the past 15 years. I have given several lectures in most of the major cities of UK, in London, in Birmingham, in Bradford, in Cardiff, in Glasgow, in Manchester, and tens of thousands of people attending. Even after giving me a valid visa, last visa that they gave me was 2008, valid for 5 years, it yet has 3 years validity. To exclude that, it is against the human rights. And I have a right to enter, and that also maligning me. One is preventing me from entering one thing. That's one thing which is not that much of a problem for me. Without going to UK, I can go in many other ways, I can have my voice reader. But maligning me, saying that I am a person who's a hate monger, I am a person who promotes terrorism, that is a bigger issue for me than entering UK. And hopefully we'll reverse both. And it is the right of the citizens of UK to hear me. It is the right of the citizens of UK in tens of thousands want to hear me. Why are you depriving them of hearing me live? When they've had one of the best arenas, one of the biggest arenas they've had in UK, and they want to hear me, it is their right that they have to hear me. That's the reason I feel that out of you.
Any other question? We'll give chance only 1 or 2 questions to every newspaper, otherwise at the limit given to me for time will not be able to be managed. Yes, sister. Can we have your name and the newspaper you represent?
Yeah, I'm Arif. Between 2008 and till now, how many times have you visited the UK? And also, the YouTube video was attributed to 2006, but you're saying it was in 1996, 5 years before 9/11. But in 1996, you were aware and you were talking about Osama bin Laden and his activities.
Just 2 questions. How many?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many activities in 1996.
Since I got the visa 2008, and how many times I have traveled? I have traveled twice. Once in 2008 and once in 2009. And a couple of days back I was supposed to travel the 3rd time. As far as the second question is concerned, was I aware about Osama bin Laden in 1996? Believe me, not as much as I'm aware now. The name had just appeared. And I told a Muslim should not malign anyone without, because the Quran says in Surah Hujurat chapter 49 verse number 6, whenever you get information, check it up before passing on third person. So when a Muslim condemns me, I said you cannot condemn anyone without proof. That's the reason I said I don't know him, I don't know whether he's responsible, I don't say he's good or whether he's bad, but naturally I did not know him much. Now, also I don't know him much, but the media has given me information which again, whether right or wrong is to be discussed later on. But I do agree with you that it was 1996, so you cannot attribute this statement of mine to the 9/11 which took place 5 years back.
All the extracts are pre-July 2008.
The next question from the sister. Yes.
My name is Kavita. I'm with the Indian Express. My question is to Dr. Naik. There was a group of Muslims who went to the Deputy High Commission yesterday. They were led by the Raza Academy and they supported the decision to exclude you. What would you say to that?
Every person who is popular, who is famous, has some people against him. And the best example of beloved Prophet Muhammad, not only according to Muslims, even according to non-Muslim Michael H. Hart, Prophet Muhammad is the most influential history. He is the most influential human being in history according to Michael H. Hart. He wrote a book on 100 most influential people in the world, and number 1 he rated Prophet Muhammad. But today, the maximum books written against any human being in the world, it is Prophet Muhammad. So similarly, because of my popularity, everyone may not agree with my view. So there are people who may disagree, and they have a right to disagree. I'm not saying everyone should agree with my view.
Any question from anyone in the back? Any brother here? Yes, brother. Anyone? You have a mic at the back? In the front here, otherwise you can allow the brother here in the front. Say your name and...
Akshay